and welcome to Tales from the Tips. I'm DA alongside the legendary 15-year Tour Caddy Mick Middlemo. We're just a couple guys that love to talk about the game of golf, both inside and outside the ropes, but we come at it from a different perspective. Mick,
Sir,
what Nelly, as the late, great Keith Jackson would say.
why did I become a legend since the last episode?
Well, happy anniversary, my friend.
Well, what happened?
Well, 11 years ago,
Ooh.
we are at the Sony Open. We will.
No, it's not true. It happened on a Friday.
It happened on a Friday.
Miscut Friday.
Miscut Friday, but it was still
Is
at
that
the
really
Sony.
11 years ago?
It is 11 years. How do you feel?
It was a good time.
I mean, I literally said, to some friends of ours, John Parla, I mean, everything right now is trending is 2016. I mean, could you have waited just one more year with him so we could have done the 2016 trend thing for social media?
Yeah. 16. What? Yeah, what's with that 16 thing?
I don't know. I don't get it. I don't pretend to. I don't understand
like the
I don't
6-7
understand the
thing
6-7 thing.
Yeah,
I don't get
understand
that either. Okay.
Explain to me. But yes, it was a wonderful time in my life dealing with the Robert Ellaby saga.
I wanted to, before we get into all the things that we've had a lot happen since the last time we recorded.
Yeah, I'm actually angry about a couple of things.
Oh, like what?
What?
Okay. Well, let's get into the rundown real fast, and then we'll kind of work our way through this. Brooks is back.
Yes.
We will discuss the whole LIV Tour drama thing taking place.
That's what I'm angry about too.
What we expect in the upcoming weeks before the February 2nd deadline.
No one's coming back.
The DP World Tour is playing in Dubai with some of the world's top players in the field. PGA Tour finally back. We, as a matter of fact, as we're recording this, well, it should be on that screen, but it's not.
That's okay.
We'll have to talk to some of our friends here at
That's okay.
Twin Peaks regarding that. Since this is the first time back since November, so the Sony Open, which, Mick, this could be the last one.
That would be sad.
Would be really sad. Brian, take notes. Don't lose Hawaii.
You don't care.
We'll give our picks on who's going to win. We already had done that, so
Yours has got off to a good start, though.
But one of us is off to a good start. I think yours doesn't tee off till just a little bit.
He's on the second hole as we speak, even par.
We will look ahead till next week's American Express. But Mick, one thing that we will address and we'll revisit is the 2015 Sony Open, where you found your player in the back of a trunk.
Oh, I didn't really.
We'll talk about it. Let's grip it and rip it. Okay. All right.
Lots of notes.
Not really. It's more thoughts and ideas as things transpired. Last week, I asked you two questions.
Yeah.
First question I asked was, and we agreed on this, so it's not just you. When would Brooks be back this season during for the PGA Tour? And both of us felt no, he was going to have to wait. Well, on Monday, that all changed.
Very much so.
Brian Rolap and the PGA Tour announced in a very formal and lengthy letter the player reinstatement program that is crafted by, and now I will give us credit. We did talk about this last week, that there were only going to be 4 players that were going to be eligible for this reinstatement. Being the gentlemen of Brooks, John, Cam, and Bryson as major winners since the LIV Tour formally started. These are the major winners that this would affect. Mick, I'm going to ask you this question now, since we were both proven wrong. Do any of the other guys come back?
No.
Why?
Because it's extortion.
It's extortion.
That's how it feels to me. You can come back and play, but it's gonna cost you. You can't get any of the player finance thing or whatever they call it.
The endowment fund.
The endowment fund. You can't get any of that, which could cost them $50 to $80 million. You have to write a $5 million check, and you have to do this, and at the end of the day, why would you?
Well, I mean,
Why would you?
Well, I think there's a couple things here.
This is like the PGA being PGA Tour again. I think being a little being bullies again. I'm like, just if you want them back, bring them back. I mean, what?
Well, let me ask you this. And so I think Brooks is in a unique category. I will say this, and as we get into this a little bit more, I don't necessarily believe the timeline that Tiger gave after the TGL event this past week. I don't think on December 23rd, Brooks told the tour, hey, by the way, I'm stepping down, and then they started a negotiation. I don't think negotiations of this magnitude happen that quick. So not as easy as hiring a new head football coach. That's a pretty standard process. This was a complex process, and I will give one thing I will say. Brian Rolapp is a phenomenal negotiator. You look at the TV deals and the streaming deals that the NFL is running currently, and all those deals were structured by Brian Rolapp in his former role. This deal happened, I would guess, starting in August as the LIV Tour finished the season.
Yeah. I don't think this was a knee-jerk reaction. I agree with that. I think this has taken a long time to get into place. I think it stinks a little bit personally.
Why?
If you want them back, invite them back. But you're only inviting 4 players back. You don't really care about the rest. You only want the 4. So you know they're good for the PGA Tour, so you want them back, but yet you're going to say, well, here's the punishment. But, I mean, are we past the days of punishment? They went and played on another tour.
Well, that's one of my other questions to you. Do you look at this it feels like this is looked on differently than I went and played on the DP World Tour, but they're again, these are 2 tours that work together.
Mm-hmm. Well, they do
LIV
now.
and
they
PGA Tour do not work together.
They do now. Yeah, exactly. They don't work together.
So I want to go right back to, so you don't feel that John or Bryson, obviously Cam was pretty clear, and let's be honest with each other. There is no way that on Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever LIV's media day was, that John Rahm or Bryson DeChambeau or Cam Smith even would stand in front of all, by the way, off camera, you saw all the entire ownership of LIV was standing there.
Mm-hmm.
You think any of them are going to be like, yeah, I'm considering going back over to the PGA Tour?
No.
So, I see all these reports and the articles written that John Rahm and Bryson DeChambeau and Cam Smith have said that they're not returning to the PGA Tour. Let me remind everybody. April of 2023, John Rahm wasn't attracted to the format, and this was reported by not only Sports Illustrated but the Business Insider. And then later that year, December, signed with LIV. So let's just take John Rahm at his word. I would say this. I think their deals, their contracts are much more complicated and different, especially Bryson, with Piff owning his YouTube and his social media channels.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's going to be as easy as, my contract's up, I'm walking away. I don't think Bryson DeChambeau is walking away from his social media.
Zero chance.
And then John, on the other hand, he isn't in his last year like Brooks was. Brooks, I think this is how it played out. They finished the season. Brooks's folks reached out to LIV and said, hey, listen, he's either sitting out next year and he's going to make it really tough on you guys, or you're going to release him. And then they went to the PGA Tour and told them, hey, by the way, Brooks is getting released, or we've asked for a full conditional release from LIV.
And what did LIV say? Okay.
Well, what are they going to say?
But that's what I'm saying. I mean,
You know-
and their statement was, yeah, it's fine. This is one of the reasons why. This is one of the reasons why we're here, because we want people to be able to play all over the place and stuff like that. The PGA Tour is the one that's holding people at ransom.
Well, I mean, Brooks is paying the single, and I give a credit to John McGinnis, who said it the other night. Brooks Koepka is paying the single highest player fine in professional sports history.
Yeah.
Monetarily.
But should he?
Well, everyone says, well, he took $150 million to go over to, again,
fine.
I think today you and I would both agree if you and I are in a job, and we love our friends here at Twin Peaks, if Buffalo Wild Wings over here offers you 10x to do the same job, Mick, I think it's a pretty easy conversation to have.
It's an easy conversation. And if in 3 years' time, Twin Peaks call me back and say, hey, we really need you to come back because we need some help. And you're like, yeah, okay, I'll come back. But we want you to come back. But here's the issue. Because you left us, we're going to fine you this, 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 but we still want you to come back. Yeah, okay. Good idea.
So really the hang up for you.
The hang up for me is for one, they only want 4 players back. They're not interested in anybody else on that tour. They basically said, no, we don't care about all the other players on the tour. We just want our major winners back because it's a better name for the PGA Tour. But we're going to give you a slap on the wrist and fine you $5 million to a charity, which is great because I'm sure they've all got that money. But then you have the player endowment when they say, well, you don't qualify that for the next 5 years. So it could range anywhere between $50 to $85 million you're going to lose. Well, what an incentive when you can get $100 million extra when their contracts run out. They get another $100 million to keep playing on the LIV Tour. Well, you can understand one thing. There is a lot of people in this world who play professional golf, and they're doing it for one reason and one reason only.
The love of golf.
Money.
No.
Money, and they're doing it for money only. There is a lot of people on that tour who are not interested in winning 14 majors like Tiger did. Tiger was driven by Jack's record. Rory's driven by the records and the majors and all this. There are a lot of golfers who don't do that. They're driven by golf, but they're driven by the dollar and the money, and that's why they're there, because they want to be able to take care of themselves. And if someone like Jon Rahm, who was a phenomenal player, major winner, and they go, here's $300 million, so I don't really have to work as hard to get that $300 million, but I'm still going to enjoy my golf, I'm good. Well, Jon Rahm is not interested in going down in history as one of the greatest golfers that ever played the game of golf. He's not. And a lot of players who play on the PGA Tour are not interested in being the greatest players ever played the game of golf. They're interested in making sure their family, their family's family, and everything down the road is going to be taken care of. And then they're good. And they've succeeded. And if you can have $300 million in the bank, and then I would suggest you have succeeded in what you want to do to take care of your family and your life. They are not interested in the records or the majors or anything like that, because at the end of the day, they don't care about that. Now, would they like to win those tournaments? Absolutely. Do they go and practice to win that? But no, they're out there because I've caddied a lot of guys who just went, it's money, it's money, it's money, it's money. I'm good. I'm set up for life now. And there's a lot of guys who are set up for life from playing golf who had never won on the PGA Tour, who are still set for life.
Ben on. And I'm glad you brought that up, because there was an article this week. Thomas Dietrich was interviewed that, the reason he signed with LIV was the money. Thomas Peters had chased after him for a few years. He breaks through on with the waste management. He qualifies himself for all the signature events. Mick, my question to you is this starting to become part of the everybody gets a trophy generation, everybody is entitled generation?
Yeah, because the amount of money. I remember Kevin Kistner say, I think I've discussed this before. Why do you turn up to play Torrey Pines when you know you can't win there? Because they pay me a lot of money to finish 20th.
Right.
So we're handing out such big checks to these guys who finish 20th and 30th and stuff like that, yeah, you can make a career out of finishing 20th every week. You can make a very, very illustrious career out of finishing 20th every week. So is it too much money? Are we getting starstruck with going, oh, well, this tournament is now worth $40 million? Do the people who go watch that event, really give a crap about that it's a $40 million event, or do they want to just go and watch great golf? They want to go and watch great golf. This is just getting the rich getting richer, and the PGA Tour going, well, I'll just take our guys back. I want my 4 major winners back, and the rest, well, you know what? Bad luck. We don't, you made your bed, you lie in it. Yeah, I'm not. I think it's a. The more I thought about it, the more it aggravated me.
Yeah, you're pretty fired up.
Yeah, the more it's like, oh yeah, we'll invite you back, but there's this sanction and this sanction and this sanction.
Let me ask you this: are you glad that Brooks is coming back?
No, I'm glad for him. That's his decision. I think it's good. He maybe not have been happy on LIV, and maybe he wanted to get back and play and try to win some more majors and things like that, because he was he was a very driven golfer to win a lot of majors back in the day. So maybe that's his thing again. Maybe he just like, you know what, maybe I need to come back and try to, increase my major wins to 8, 9 and stuff like that, and be remembered as one of the greats. Maybe that's his drive now. That might not be the drive of others.
And I think again, not getting into revisionist history, but really looking back at history of what was happening at that time. Brooks Koepka was suffering from severe knee and hip injuries,
Mm-hmm.
and he even talked about not what his future in the game looked like at that time. And then all of a sudden, a boatload of cash gets thrown in front of him to take care of his very young family at that time. Again, you and I have said it. We will continue to say this. I don't blame any of those guys for taking the money. What I would say is, if you truly wanted to be playing competitive golf, you knew, and now, I shouldn't say that way. They were sold a bill of goods by Greg Norman and Phil Mickelson, that they were going to have world ranking points. This was going to be a competitive tour. I'm sorry. It's a 54-hole men's league that plays every week.
Soon to be 72.
Soon to be 72.
And then do they get world ranking points?
Who cares?
They should.
At this point.
They should, though.
Who cares? Again,
Brooks is now 224th in the world.
It's an exhibition. It's a weekly exhibition when you have, so
aren't they all?
Well, no. I think the PGA Tour has shown
it's still a weekly exhibition of the best golfers of the world.
Yeah, but it's still a meritocracy. You still have to earn meritocracy. You still have to earn your way on to the tour, and you have to earn and continue to keep your position on the tour. You have to play good golf to stay on the tour. You cannot be a half blank and stay on. You can be a half blank on LIV and still make millions of dollars.
You can be a half blank on the PGA Tour and keep your card.
Well, I think what Brian, with shrinking the number of cards, is doing is keeping that from happening.
Well, he's trying to make it more elitist.
That is a part that you and I do agree upon. Again, and your boy Brandel Chambly popping off again this past week. Just again sets me into I
actually didn't listen to him this week because I didn't want to get angry.
The country club elite group that we've I thought we had gotten away from. Some more LIV drama this week. Obviously we just brought up Thomas Dietrich, DP World Tour Aussie Elvis Smiley. We mentioned last week went over with Victor Perez, Laurie Cantor. This week, winless tour player Ben An now heading over to LIV to captain the new renamed Korean golf club. Kevin Na out. He's
down to his
regulated.
He's got plenty. He's good.
Where do you think Kevin Na shows up next? DP World Tour?
He's probably done.
You think Kevin's done?
He might pop up at a tournament here and there, but he's done.
Now
he's at his time.
The one that was rumored at the beginning of last week and then quickly changed, Victor Perez is going to be, or not, Pat Perez is going to be able to make a return. Pat turns 50 in March. I think we will see Pat Perez out on the Champions Tour.
What a great player to be on the Champions Tour, to give that a bit of a spark too.
Great personality.
What a great man.
Okay.
Big fan. Good man, Pat Perez.
That's enough LIV drama. Okay. You good with that?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
I knew I was going to be angry about it anyway.
Well, I didn't realize you were that fired up.
I was
I mean, you
We'll see
had
about
you
that.
had a great post though this past week. I really do appreciate you taking the time to
One
do
take
that.
too.
That was a beautiful
take.
Yeah. Okay.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Hit a home run for happy hour and ask your Twin Peaks girl about local specials on drafts, cocktails, shots, and more.
11 years ago.
Thanks to Gustin's.
Let's talk about what happened, what occurred in Hawaii. For our listeners that are new to the podcast, who at that time were you caddying for?
A fellow by the name of Robert Allenby.
And what happened to said Mr. Robert Allenby?
It all depends on who you ask, I guess.
Well, I'm asking the guy that did a lot of media.
I wasn't there.
You weren't there.
I wasn't there when it happened. Well, apparently he got mugged, bashed, robbed, kidnapped, put in the boot of a car, trunk of a car. See, I just had to say both for both countries who were listening. And apparently that was the said thing. I had left 20 minutes earlier, so I wasn't there to partake in any of this shenanigans. I was actually having a couple of beers when I left with Lance Bennett, who was caddying for Matt Kuchar at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I said that Robert had been out and he was having a few cocktails and a few wines and getting himself fairly intoxicated. And lo and behold, the next morning I wake up with about 30 text messages from one of his buddies who was with him and saying that Robert had stated that he'd been mugged, bashed, robbed, and kidnapped in Hawaii. And I guess the rest is history. I agreed with it because I wasn't there, so I took his word for it.
Yep.
Can't see why anyone would.
Why would somebody lie about that?
Anyway.
And in fairness, and just again, we have some new listeners to the podcast. That was your first
event with Robert.
Your first event with Robert.
Yeah.
You guys.
He had a very tumultuous career with caddies, and we had spoken about it, and I was like, and we had a great first 3 or 4 months. We were getting on great and things like that, and then things kind of fell off the rails a little bit after that. Which always happens when players don't start to play when they're playing badly. And, Robert had been the top 10 player in the world. I think he'd won 3 times on the PGA Tour, or maybe 4 times. He'd won, every event in Australia 2 or 3 times. And, he was a well-known player back in Australia. So, for him to, start playing badly, obviously he was going to take it badly. And, when players start playing badly, the closest person to them sometimes cops the wrath of that. And I was that person.
You were definitely in the wrath. You got caught in the wrath. We will talk about the RBC Canadian as we get closer to that tournament in the season.
We haven't spoken much since then either.
You really haven't.
Once. We've actually spoken once since then.
You got to see him at a memorial service.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of which, and I just out of nowhere, because I don't know if you know this, I want to reach out to the caddy family in Australia. We lost a great friend of ours yesterday, a caddy friend of ours yesterday, Rob Elkington, brother of Steve. One of the best men you'd ever meet in your life. A wonderful guy. We had many, many beers together. We did a lot of travel together back in Australia and in New Zealand, and he basically was only caddy in Australia and New Zealand, and we would stay in Christchurch at a bar called the Bush Inn, which had slot machines and gambling on the horses and food and lots of beers. And we would stay there every year for the Christchurch tournament, the Clearwater Classic, which was co-sanctioned with the Australian Tour and the Nationwide Tour. And we one of the best men you'd ever meet in your life, and very, very sad to hear that news yesterday. So, all condolences to all the caddies in Australia who love that man and his family and Steve and everybody else.
Yeah. Wow. You didn't share that one with me. Okay. Well, on that note, let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the swan song for the Sony Open?
I would hope not. It's a great start to the year. I love that event. I mean, I've probably been there 7 or 8 times, caddy for multiple different players there, and it's a wonderful event. It's in Hawaii. I mean, go hang out in Hawaii for the start of the year with the best sunsets you'll ever see in your life, and just have a great time. And yeah, it's kind of a very relaxed tournament. You know, no one rents cars. You always get a ride out with your player to the tournament. You get a ride back, and you know, you go sit at some nice bars over there, watch sunsets, and drink some beers. It's a good tournament. So I hope not.
Yeah, I
very well attended event too.
I've heard a lot of, different things and there's different reporting and a lot of speculation right now. And I think as the tour tries to reduce the schedule and tries to realign it, I really do hope that Brian and the entire team not only understand the importance of what that tournament means to the community, and what the Hawaii Open, which is what it was originally, has meant, but also the past champions and winners that have been a part of that tournament. It is a part of the history of the PGA Tour.
Yes, and unfortunately, a lot of those tournaments that do disappear and go, there's been some amazing events that have disappeared off the calendar, and they should never have disappeared off the calendar. Flint, Michigan is one of them.
Warwick
Hills. I mean, it couldn't have been that bad of a tournament. The Tiger had to go there, play there every year, and everyone else would go there, play. It was an awesome golf course. It was an awesome tournament. Yet, for some reason, it's gone.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad the Champions Tour still is there. I think there's ways, and that was the one thing that, as I've been kind of looking at this, and I understand there is a business model. This is the PGA Tour is now a for-profit entity, but why not? And I'm just going to throw some ideas out there. Why not start this week with the Sony? Next week, you have a Champions Tour event kickoff. The week after that, you have a LPGA Tour event. Now you've got 3 weeks of structure being out there. You film, you record, you play it. It's set up. It also gives a ton of money back into the community that is desperately needed. You impact, you look at the amount of Asian and Australian and New Zealand fans that fly over from that part of the world to come see that tournament. That's a lot easier of a flight than for them flying over to the East Coast
100%.
or Florida
and it's a well-attended event. It really has been. It's been great.
So I'm with you. I hope that the reports of, well, we're going to get rid of Hawaii, we're not going to start until after the Super Bowl because we're afraid of going. Remember, there are over 3 million dedicated golf fans that tune into the PGA Tour, that love the PGA Tour, that while it may not be the ratings boost of 33 million like the Steelers game the other night, that's also not what we're about.
Probably about 1 million left after half time.
Yeah, it was a brutal game. Okay, so our picks. Now, you, sir, had given Hideki last week.
I did get Hideki. You didn't give anyone last week.
I did not.
You had to wait for the tournament to start.
Well, I didn't, and I text messaged you, and I have it timestamped. I literally did. I don't know if this was intentional, subconscious. I'm going back with the Canadian. I think Nick Taylor has played extremely well there. As a matter of fact, I did a little research to see that Nick not only won last year in the playoff, the year before that finished seventh, top 10 the year prior to that. So Nick, for some reason, really does enjoy the golf course.
Yes, it's a very good golf course. I like it.
Very
grainy greens. Very grainy greens.
I was going to say, is there anything about the course in particular that would...
Greens are grainy. Woo. Boy, the ball can do some stuff on those greens. But no, I like it. It's good golf. It's a good layout. And there's some sneaky tight holes and, like the ninth hole is a short par 5, but it's kind of a narrow driving. There's some bunkers and some fences you have to avoid. But yeah, no, I like the golf course. It's a good layout.
Well,
and a good easy walk too, believe it or not, in Hawaii. Very flat. Very good.
Really?
A nice walk. A very good way to start the year.
It's a good way to ease into the
season.
Yeah. Especially for you caddies, because it gets a little rougher throughout the. Okay, The next, obviously next week. So my pick was Nick Taylor.
After the tournament started.
Nope, before. It's on timestamped. Okay, next week, American Express. What are your expectations from the American Express? We get our first look at Scotty Scheffler next week. We get our first look at now Brooks Koepka. We're gonna get a look at.
That's going to be the media storm, isn't it? Right there.
Well, the tournament's already a media storm.
Wait till Brooks turns up, shakes hands with every player on the tour, and no one's going to care. Everyone's going to be happy that he's back, but the media is going to make something of it. And Golf Channel will be up. Brandel Chambly will be up there, like crying, wearing his suit, like, "Oh, this shouldn't be happening." Blah blah.
So you're really excited about next week's tournament?
I am.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to Brooks being there. But Brooks, mate, he's got thick skin. He don't care.
No,
he doesn't care.
That's the one
He's
part.
not going to lose 1 second of sleep over this. He doesn't care. Like, you know, when he was having the stoush with Bryson, he didn't care. He does not give a crap.
No.
So they can ask him all the questions in the world. He's going to roll his eyes. He's going to do whatever. He knows he has to answer the questions, and then he's just going to go do what he does, play golf.
Yeah. I think it's going to be good for the tour for him to be back. I don't think we're done. I think you may hear or see some things by February 2nd. Again, those deals are very complex. I think the timeline may be a little too tight for this year, but I think the door has been opened. And we'll see.
I miss the Bob Hope Classic too. It's good.
I do too. I do. Yeah.
Greenbrier. Good tournament. No, I didn't like Greenbrier.
You didn't like her?
No.
Anyone else that you missed?
Greenbrier was hard for caddies.
No.
There's nowhere to stay there.
Well, that's a problem.
There is nowhere to stay there. In fact, one year they put us in the little underground area there where it's like a bomb shelter area up there. True story. They had cots and everything for us, and they put us in there. But
a bomb shelter?
Yeah. It's if I think you Google it, I think it's one of the places where the vice president can go just in case anything happens. Google it. So yeah, we were in that area down there.
Check that out.
Yeah, they built a whole area for us because there's only like 7 hotels up there, and they just book it all out for all the people who are going to come play and come visit. So there was nowhere to stay. So they would try to billet us out at houses the first time, or you could stay at the resort. First year I stayed at the resort. Greg Owen did help me out with the $360 a night that they were charging us to stay there, caddies. Yeah, that was good.
That's a steep number for you when you're making $2,500 for the week.
$2,000, $1,500 back then.
$1,500 back then.
Yeah. Then you got to fly there, get your car, and then it was very.
You're working for peanuts.
So yes, good event though. I didn't mind it. Good, decent golf course.
Yeah. Anything else that you have?
No, I'm good.
We're glad to be back. Episode number 2 of the year, episode 61. Mick.
Ooh, 61. That's a good score.
We are, we're
good score. I think that's my lowest score as a caddy on the PGA Tour. 61.
What's the lowest you've ever shot?
68.
Yeah.
Many years ago.
Yeah.
It was with a double bogey on 17. Hit in the water on 17.
You still remember that?
I do, clearly. Hit in the water on 17.
I remember mine.
Easy. What was yours?
68.
God.
At Warren Valley Golf Club.
Heidelberg Golf Club in Australia.
Yep. As a matter of fact, thanks to the guys at Golf Follies, give them a follow. They're actually renovating the golf course that I once worked on that had been dilapidated and
obviously
abandoned.
It must have been too easy if you shot 68, so they're making it harder.
Yeah, it was, that's exactly what it was. Or I was a lot younger and I could actually play.
Yeah. We were actually discussing that the other day with my buddy Greg Elliott because he was surprised. We had a touching the toes competition, and they were very surprised that I could actually put my palms on the ground.
You can still that you have that flexibility still?
I can still do that. So they were very shocked by that, and he says, yeah, it's funny. I go watch him warm up on the range, and I don't stretch. I just hit balls. I don't do any stretching at all. I don't do anything. I just put the ball down and start hitting, and that's what I do.
That's how you warm up.
That's how I've always warmed up.
You don't put the club behind the back, a little this, bend over.
No, I don't do any of that.
Grab you.
Nope, don't do any of that. Just put a ball down, take out my 56 and start hitting, and then get down to 9 irons, and then a few drivers, and off we go.
There you go. Scary that you and I are that much alike.
Same haircuts.
Must be why we get along so well.
Probably. Yeah.
All right. Well, Mick,
We're done.
next week, American Express, since the field isn't released yet, we'll
Scotty Scheffler.
You're going to take Scotty already.
No, I'm just saying that.
No, just going
If
to
I
throw
pick-
that. Brooks.
So if I pick him every event, I could win 8 times this year.
That is true. Well, 8 times while he's playing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. See,
So you may take him. We don't know.
it's because I'm wicked smart.
Wicked smart.
It's my
I
Boston.
didn't know that
my
you
Boston
went to
accent.
Boston.
Boston.
Okay. Well, with that, thanks for teeing it up with us on Tales from the Tips. If you're catching us on YouTube, make sure you give us a like, hit that subscribe button. You can find every episode of Tales from the Tips where you find your favorite podcast, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and now available on iHeart Podcasts. Just search under podcasts, search Tales from the Tips, hit the plus button, subscribe button. Are you subscribing right now?
No, I just read a Chris Fortney text message about Bryson DeChambeau.
Oh,
Can't say what it says.
stay tuned.
Wasn't very nice.
Mick, you can catch us on all the socials, Instagram, X, and TikTok. Mick, we are live on the Twitch. You can catch us on Twitch.
And thanks for having us here at Twin Peaks again, by the way. Thanks, James.
Yep. Thanks
Even though he had fun ice fishing last week, he thinks ice fishing's fun.
Yeah, we didn't discuss that. Who goes ice fishing at 5:30 in the morning?
He goes ice fishing full stop.
Fair. Keep your drive straight, your putt short, and your scores low as we tee it up on Tales from the Tips. We'll see you next time.